I'm Wes. Today I'll be talking about how freezing coffee seeds can help you brew more delicious coffee. I have a background in microbiology and have been a barista for about 3 years now, but I've been passionate about drinking and sharing lovely coffee for more than a decade. The seeds that we use to brew the wonderful beverage we know as coffee are actually the seeds of a fruit that we in the contiguous United States almost never encounter fresh. Usually, by the time we encounter them, they've undergone a long journey. That begins with separation from the plant, a process of extraction from the surrounding fruit, and then drying those seeds, bagging them, and shipping them around the world. Roasters then roast these raw green seeds into what we would recognize as coffee beans. After roasting, the coffee seeds age and change as the time passes. They age before the roasting as well, but that's a different topic. A bit of aging can be good. If you've ever tried coffee directly after it's been roasted, you'll know that there's a lot of CO2 trapped in those beans from the roasting process. So it's best to let the coffee sit for a certain amount of time to let that CO2 start to escape. On the other hand, if you've had a coffee that tastes hollow, papery, or has lost its character, you'll recognize that you can let a coffee sit too long. We want the tastiest coffee around here, so brewing during that most delicious window of time is what we're aiming for. Thankfully, we can use the freezer as a tool to help us always be drinking coffee during that most delicious window with less work. Gone are my days of running out frantically to buy more coffee because I'm running low, or having too much coffee on my counter getting stale. Now I just have too much coffee in my freezer, but it's fine. I've successfully limited it to a single freezer shelf for now, so be proud. Freezers work in general based on the scientific concept that lowering the temperature lowers the rate of chemical changes like oxidation and staling reactions. Essentially, this means that coffee's aging process is severely slowed in the freezer. Therefore, coffee approaching that delicious window can be paused and held in the freezer until it's ready to be used. When freezing coffee, a couple very important things to keep in mind are the following. Make sure to have a sealed barrier between your beans and the freezer. A fully sealed container like a jar or test tubes work wonderfully. If I'm freezing an entire bag of coffee, I double bag that original bag in a second Ziploc bag because we don't want anything crossing into the original bag through that release valve, just in case. Secondly, when you remove the coffee seeds from the freezer, either grind them and use them immediately or let them acclimate to room temperature over many hours before opening them. If you open the container while those beans are still cold, water from the air will rush in and condensate on them, leading to even quicker staling, so you don't want that. I hope these tips help and encourage you to start using your freezer to store coffee and enjoy it during its peak delicious window. Cheers, and I hope you drink some lovely coffee today.